Hey guys, and welcome back to I Got a Story to Tell. This is my second vlog. So now we can get into the topics. Ooh, and I'm just playing. Okay. So I was actually contemplating between two different topics that I wanted to do. And I kind of like I said in the previous post, I let my week lead me to what I should talk about. So the topic for today is learning to let go of the hurt. I'm gonna touch on four subjects, probably. I know three is the most important, so I'm gonna touch on four parts of learning how to let go. Um, it's really hard when you've been hurt by something or by someone or a situation. Um, it tends to weigh on us. It tends to reflect um, how we act, um, how we move, how we interact with others, whether it be your children, your co-workers, your family members, or your significant other. Y'all got excuse the head. I had to go real for this one. So the first part that I want to touch on is recognizing what hurt you. Um, from personal experience, I know that I just went through something very drastic, maybe about 7 months ago. And it hurt. When I mean that it hurt beyond measure, um, that definition or them little memes that y'all be seeing up on Facebook that pain really changes you, it does. So in the process of me learning, because I'm still learning, it's a day-to-day process. Like I said, I'm never going to tell you guys anything that I haven't been through or that I'm not going through myself. It's a day-to-day process. And the first step to learning to let go of your hurt is accepting it. I had to accept the fact that I was actually hurt because I'm a very strong-headed person. I'm one of them ones where I ain't gonna let you see me sweat. It's not possible. But this particular situation, it hurt me bad. And I didn't know how to accept it. I didn't want to accept the fact that it happened. I didn't want to accept the fact that somebody that I loved with all of me could try to kill me. I didn't want to accept it because when you experience something that drastic, it your head is still spinning, and it doesn't matter, how far away or how far back the situation took place. It takes time to accept the fact that it actually happened. For a while, I thought it was just a nightmare, but it wasn't. It was real, and it hurt me. Um, I didn't want to talk about it. Um, I didn't want to think about it as much as it was on my mind. I tried to do everything within my power to keep myself busy so that way I wouldn't think about it. That I didn't have to dwell on it. And that was a poor excuse for a coping mechanism to deal with it and to accept that it actually happened. So the first step to letting go of your hurt is recognizing that it actually did hurt you, and that comes with acceptance. After a while, I had to actually talk about it, because if I didn't talk about it, then it would have eventually consumed me. Um, when somebody that you love hurts you to the extent of almost taking your life, that cuts deep. And I had to learn how to accept that. I had to learn how to accept that the person that I loved with everything that was in me really did it to me. It wasn't a dream, and it wasn't a nightmare. It was real. It was real. And I had to learn how to cope with that. I'm still learning how to cope with it. 7 months is fresh. So I'm still dealing with it. And I get through it day by day. But I did that through accepting it. I found my faithful few, that I can actually sit down and to talk about it. Um, Even if you have to write it down, like if you have to start a journal, or like what I'm doing, I a vlog to share my story, because like I told y'all from the beginning, if I don't let this out, then it's gonna consume me. So I'm actually bearing the most intimate parts of my life to share with you guys, and hope that it will help somebody else. And the first part of letting the hurt go is accepting the fact that it actually hurt you. I'm sorry. Because it hurt. I have 3 kids to live for. You know what I mean? So for someone to actually try to take me up out of here, it hurt. Regardless of the reason, it hurt. Um, the next one, part 2, allow yourself to go through the motions. I had to learn how to do that. And I know that, well, I can't speak for everyone, but me as a single mom, sometimes it's hard to allow ourselves to go through the motions, because we have to put on a brave face, like everything is okay, when it's really not. I work. So, regardless of what I went through in my situation that I did go through, I had to put on a brave face every day, like nothing was wrong. But learning throughout these past couple of months, that's a big mistake. Don't block yourself from going through the emotions, because going through the emotions is part of accepting it. It's allowing you to feel. And whether you have kids, or whether you're at work, granted you can't do it in front of your kids, you got to be strong for them. You can't do it at work, because you got to keep that situation completely separated from your workplace. But allow yourself to go through the motions. I don't care if you gotta cry. I don't care if you gotta scream. Find yourself a punching bag, or whatever it takes for you to let out that emotion, regardless of how many times. Because even still, it's nights where I go to bed and I cry myself to sleep, because it hurts. But if I don't do that, I'm gonna be no good for my workplace. I'm going to be no good for my kids. I'm going to be no good for myself if I don't allow myself to go through the emotions. You have to allow yourself to go through your hurt. Allow yourself to get there. It's okay. You are human. You are not Superwoman. You are not Superman. You don't have the power to control your emotions sometimes, especially when you've been hurt to that depth and to that degree. Allow yourself to go through the emotions. It is okay. If you're a single parent, I don't care if you got to make sure that your kids is asleep. Go in the bathroom, cry it out. I don't care if you gotta lay in the bed. I lay in the bed with 4 pillows every night, and it's some nights where I just hug all of my pillows and cry it out, because if I don't release it, you're gonna wind up taking out that anger on the people that are closest to you, and the people that love you, and the people that want to be there for you. And I'm a very strong believer in not making the next person pay for the previous person's mistakes. You can't do that. You cannot. You have to let it out. Allow yourself to go through the motions. And part of allowing yourself to go through those motions is to accept the fact that you were actually hurt. That you're actually hurt. You need to be able to go through that. And nobody and nothing can take that away from you, because that's you. At the end of the day, it don't matter who you talk to. It doesn't matter what you write about it. Nobody is going to be able to deal with that, because they don't have to. You can talk to your best friend in the whole wide world. And guess what? After you finish talking to that person, they go about their daily lives, but you still got to sit there and deal with that every second and every minute and every day of your life. And the only way you're going to be able to get over it is if you allow yourself to go through the motions. Do not let anybody tell you, oh, you can't do. Yes, you can. You are human. We're not God. We're allowed. Yes, we are made in the image and the likeness of Him, but we're not Him. Allow yourself to go through the motions. Allow yourself to go through the motions. Step 3. Work through it. Turn that negative into a positive. Y'all heard what I said, right? Turn that negative into a positive. Trust me, as these vlogs continue to go, I'm going to get deeper and deeper and deeper into my situation. That's why I said I got a story to tell, but it takes time to tell that story. It takes time to tell that story. But I feel as though by me doing this, not only am I helping you guys, but I'm helping myself, because I'm working through it. I'm not stressing out. Well, yes, I am. Let me not lie. I refuse to be dishonest with you guys. I do stress over it sometimes. But through experience, I've developed a way to actually turn negative situations into a positive thing. And you have to do that. You can't let what hurt you determine the outcome of the person that you're trying to be. Because not for nothing, but the saying is very, very, very true. What don't kill you and make you stronger. But you have to determine how strong it's going to make you. And you're going to keep being hurt until you decide that enough is enough. Whether it's a past situation and you still dealing with it, as long as you keep pushing negative on top of negative on top of negative, because anything that hurts you is a negative. If you don't take that negative and turn it into a positive, then you're going to be a lost soul. And that took me a while to actually recognize. If I don't take this negative and turn it into a positive, I'm going to be forever lost. And I can't do that. Find your inspiration. Me, it's my kids. Anybody that's a friend of mine on Facebook, they know I speak of my kids highly because they're my inspiration. Find your inspiration. Find a positive inspiration. Let me reiterate that. Find a positive inspiration. And use it to work through your hurt. Don't let it consume you. Don't. Anything that hurts you, y'all heard I almost lost my life by the person that I loved. I would do anything for that person. I did do anything for that person, and they tried to kill me based off an assumption. But I'm not going to let it break me. I refuse to let it do anything but make me a greater person, not just for myself, but for my kids. Don't let it consume you. Go through the emotions, but don't let those emotions consume you to the point that it turns a negative on top of the negative situation that you've already been through. Last but not least, you gotta find a vice. I don't care if it's knitting. I don't care if it's writing. I don't care if it's singing. I don't care if it's dancing. I don't care if it's time with family or friends. Find a vice. While it's okay for you to think about the situation because it's never going to escape your mind, you need to find a vice. What I mean by vice, do something with it. Make something, in the words of my dad, make something good out of a bad situation. Thanks, Dad. Because that's the best piece of advice that he could have ever gave me. He gives me a lot of advice. But that was the foundation. Even if you got to pray about it, because I do. I'm not a saint. Y'all see me sitting up here smoking hookah and drinking wine. But that's somewhat of a stress reliever for me. So, like I said, I'm not going to be on here and be fake. I can't do that. I have to be real. And in order for me to be real, I have to expose parts of myself that may not be comfortable for everybody else. But guess what? It's not meant for them. It's meant for me. I'm going to tell you the same thing. Everything that you do is not going to be comfortable for the next person, but it's not meant for them. It's meant for you. The vice that you decide to take up is not going to be comfortable for a lot of people, but it's comfortable for you. And guess what? I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. At the end of the day, they don't have to live with that situation you do. You have to live with that. Find a vice. Develop an outlet. Find some downtime to actually relax. I know that's hard for single parents, but guess what? If y'all can hustle up, just like I hustle up the money to get my little hookah and get my little wine, you can hustle up money for a babysitter because sometimes you need that downtime. You need that. You need time to sit back and self evaluate. I just touched on my first actual introductory vlog. Self evaluation. Is this situation still hurting me? Am I actually healing from the situation? I am. It's not, I'm not totally healed from it. No, I'm not. I'm going to be frankly honest with you guys. I'm not totally healed from the situation, but I'm learning to let go of my hurt because I can't stay mad forever. I refuse to stay mad forever. I refuse to stay hurt forever because I honestly believe that there is true happiness out there for me. There is someone that's going to actually see the true me and value every aspect of me, that will love me and care for me as much as I love and care for myself. But it starts with you. You got to let go of the hurt or learn to let go of the hurt. Because if not, it's going to consume you. I don't care if you got to pray every night. I don't care if you got to cry every night. I don't care if you got to write it down every night. Don't be like me. This is my vice. Me telling my story is my vice. Another key thing, be careful who you tell it to. I have friends and family that I thought I can share the most intimate parts of myself. And they took it and they used it against me. But I'm still here. And I'm still standing. And if I could do it, I know y'all can. Learn to let go of your hurt. It's not easy. It's not. By a long shot. It's not. It's not easy. But day by day, I get through it. And I'm okay with that. Because I'm willing to share my story and expose intimate parts of myself so I can help somebody else. And I don't care. I'm strong enough to deal with that. But learn to let go of your hurt. I'm hoping that the examples that I gave you guys are helpful. And like, share, subscribe. YouTube, Christina Battle. I will be sharing this on Facebook. I will make it public, so please don't be shy, share it, because I'm not. I don't care. My mission is to help the next person so they don't have to go through what I went through. Or even if they are going through what I've been through, to have an easy guide in order to get through it. I love you guys. I thank you for those who are supporting me and who have subscribed. I can't wait until next week. because I'll have another subject for you, and we're going to keep revealing this piece by piece. I'm actually thinking about bringing my kids on for the next one, so that should be very interesting because they are part of my vice. I hope that this message today was able to help you guys. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. Uh, Christina S. Nina, that's my Facebook. Feel free to hit me on my inbox with any questions or any suggestions or any topics that you may want me to touch on. And like I said, if I haven't personally been through it myself, then I most definitely will research it, and I'll be back to you guys next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I love you. Single moms out. Until next time.